The Pollution Prevention Act established a national objective to reduce pollution at the source. One way to reduce pollution is to limit the availability of single-use plastic bags. The town is currently looking into a potential restriction of businesses giving out plastic bags. Using the bags less will help the environment, but the Needham Regional Chamber wants to know how it could affect local businesses. We spoke with the president of the chamber to learn more.
The town is considering, or will be considering, an item that would ban the use of plastic bags in the town. The use of plastic bags, particularly grocery bags and bags that are given out in stores and restaurants. This is a measure that a lot of people are concerned about the environmental impact of plastic bags. They create terrible litter. They're hard to recycle. They can really clog up streams. They can be harmful to animals. So we totally understand why they want to limit this. A lot of other communities have done that, limiting that. And as a chamber, we're just reaching out to the businesses to make sure we understand what the impact would be and how much it might impact their business, because paper bags are a lot more expensive than plastic bags. So for some businesses, this could be a real challenge. I think really once this comes before the selectmen, which my understanding is it should come before the selectmen early sometime next year, and maybe even before town meeting in May, that will really be an opportunity to be engaged in the full discussion. The chamber's perspective is that while we understand the environmental concerns about this, we really want to make sure that small business owners are not harmed. Really, the expense for small business owners can be considerable, and we would like to see any kind of proposed ordinance exempt the smallest businesses from being required to use paper bags or being required not to give out plastic bags anymore. We hope that that's where the proposal will ultimately go. The draft of the discussion we've seen so far doesn't include that. It would require everybody to convert to paper bags, but we hope that that's something that will be considered. While they're easier to recycle, there's a cost to recycling them too. So none of these are free, and really the best thing is for consumers to bring their own bags to the store, their own reusable bags. I mean, that really is, at the end of the day, the best solution. But when you forget a bag, when you go to the store, or you should be able to have that choice of getting something from the merchant. We're really just starting to get a conversation going. We're just starting to hear from people. I think there's, again, the expense. Another issue is that they have to find the right kind of paper bag. So one issue that people don't think about too much is the plastic bags that are good for takeout food. When you get takeout food or leftovers from a restaurant, the last thing you want is that dripping all over the front seat of your car. So plastic bags are really helpful that way. And in order to get a paper bag that doesn't leak, you really need a very expensive, much thicker paper bag. So I think there's a particular concern of what it would mean for small restaurants, anybody that has takeout food, in terms of both the quality of the bag that you would need so it doesn't spill and doesn't leak. We were really specifically looking for businesses to reach out. I'm happy to hear from anybody, but we have been slowly hearing from businesses. A lot of businesses use them anyway. They realize it's good for them. It's a nice presentation, these paper bags. What we want, though, is not to require people to do that, to be able to require them to have the choice between paper and plastic. On the expense side, really, I think the goal is, what really should happen is that this should be legislation that happens statewide. Other municipalities have banned plastic bags. There's a ban in Brookline, there's one in Cambridge, there's one in Newton. And really what makes most sense is if there was one statewide ban, because otherwise it's unfair to businesses. You could have a higher expense for a business in Needham would have a higher expense than a business in Dedham, for example, where there is no plastic bag or would not be a ban. So we would like to level playing field really by hoping that there will eventually be a statewide initiative to address this problem. So they can certainly call us at the chamber at 617-244-5300 or email us, and we'd be delighted to hear from them and anybody. And we've gotten some good feedback so far. But again, really, I think the conversation in 2017, once the selectmen look at it and if it ultimately goes to town meeting, really will be how extensive a ban there should be.